Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived at a London summit of European leaders to discuss the war in Ukraine on Sunday. According to Associated Press, Zelensky's presence comes 2 days after talks broke down in dramatic fashion at the White House with U.S. President Donald Trump. Trump blasted Zelensky for not being grateful enough for U.S. support. Zelensky arrived after several of his peers, including French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, NATO's Secretary-General Mark Rutte were also present. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer gave Zelensky a hug at the entrance to Lancaster House before the meeting. Starmer said Britain, France and Ukraine have agreed to work on a ceasefire plan they can present to the United States.
With President Trump, can you still get a peace deal, Mr. Zelensky?
Italian Premier Giorgia Meloni had a meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in London on Sunday ahead of a summit of European leaders about the war in Ukraine in Downing Street. According to Associated Press, Meloni, a strong supporter of Ukraine, has positioned herself as a bridge between U.S. President Donald Trump and Europe. She was the only European leader to attend Trump's inauguration, and her office said she spoke with the American president on Saturday night, in advance of the meeting in London. "We are all very committed about a goal that we all want to achieve, which is a just and lasting peace in Ukraine. I think it is very, very important that we avoid the risk that the West divides," Meloni said at the beginning of the meeting. "I think on this, UK and Italy can play an important role in bridge building, let's say, so you know that I've been also proposing a meeting between the US and European leaders. For if we divide ourselves, that would make us all weaker," she added. Britain is hosting a summit of European leaders on Sunday to shore up support for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky after an astonishing Oval Office blowout with Trump that left many uncertain where the once staunch allies stood. The London meeting has now taken on greater importance in defending the war-torn ally and boosting the continent's defenses. Starmer, who is hosting the leaders of more than a dozen countries and other officials, embraced Zelensky on his arrival in London on Saturday, saying he is determined to find an end to Russia's war on Ukraine. Starmer announced Sunday that Britain, France and Ukraine have agreed to work on a ceasefire plan to present to the United States, a plan that emerged, he said, in talks among the country's leaders following the White House spat.
Are you positive you can get have a good summer today, Mr.
Well, George, you're very welcome, and it's fantastic to have you here for a really important bilateral meeting at a crucial time. My visit to Rome just a few months ago, in the autumn of last year, was a fantastic occasion to celebrate the closeness of our two nations, our joint issues of concern, whether that's the economy, migration, and of course defence and security. So I'm very much looking forward to having the opportunity today to talk to you about the important issues that face us. I think we approach them with a very similar mindset, and so I'm very much looking forward to hearing your views about these matters. So you're very welcome. Thank you for making time.
Thank you, Keir, for this invitation. Thank you for this occasion. I think it is particularly, precious in a moment, such the moment we are in. I think it is very, very important to talk each other, to coordinate. So thank you also for convening the summit we will have in the afternoon. We are all very committed about a goal that we all want to achieve, which is a just and lasting peace in Ukraine. I think it is very, very important that we avoid the risk that the West divides. And I think on this, UK and Italy can play an important role in bridge building, let's say.
Yeah.
So you know that I've been also proposing a meeting between US and European leaders for if we divide ourselves, that will make us all weaker.
Yeah.
And then on bilateral topics, I'm very happy about the work we've been doing together and how every month we enhance our bilateral cooperation. There are many strategic topics on which we've been working very well together, and I'm sure we will do even better about energy, about defense, about security, the GCAP, tackling illegal mass migration and traffickers. I know that we both think out of the box and understand that we need new tools, new ideas to solve a problem that affects the security of our citizens. So really thank you for our friendship, for the cooperation between our two nations, and for this occasion that comes after your visit to Rome, that we've had a very good time, and I'm sure we will have another one.
Good, thank you very much.
Minister Marchenko, thank you very much for joining.
The UK signed a loan deal with Ukraine in London on Saturday to provide a further £2.6 billion to support Ukraine's defence capabilities. According to Associated Press, British Chancellor Rachel Reeves and Sergei Marchenko, the Minister of Finance of Ukraine, met virtually to sign the extraordinary revenue acceleration loans to Ukraine. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is in London, attended the signing.
Minister Marchenko, thank you very much for joining us today. We're going to sign the UK-Ukrainian Extraordinary Revenue Acceleration Loan Agreement, so that those loans will be paid back, and rightly so, with the profits of the immobilized sovereign Russian assets.
And this agreement is very necessary, and because it can cover our military expenses in directly targeted specific weapons. And we are so grateful, and I believe that's the first step towards...
Thank you very much. I think we both agree that today is a significant moment as we sign this loan agreement, and I want to thank you and your ministry for your... One thing that struck me when we did that was the cross-party support for it takes to stand by our allies. Of course, this money is about helping to secure the territorial integrity of you in the huge efforts and undertakings that you're making. But perhaps now is the moment to sign this loan agreement, Minister.
Let's start.
Well, thank you very much. And that's our side of it. And in the next few days, the disbursements of money, we should be able to make those to Ukraine. I know that they are needed as quickly as possible. Thank you so much, Minister, for being able to join us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.